ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणम् मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। यथा प्रदीप्तं ज्वलनं पतंगाः
यथा प्रदीप्तं ज्वलनं पतंगाः
विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगाः
विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगाः
तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकाः
तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकाः
तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः
तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः
लेलिह्यसे ग्रसमानः समन्तात्
लेलीयसे ग्रसमानः समन्तात्
लोकान् समग्रान् वदनैर्ज्वलद्भिः
लोकान् समग्रान् वदनैर्ज्वलद्भिः
तेजोभिरापूर्य जगत्समग्रम्
तेजोभिरापूर्य जगत्समग्रम्
भासस्तवोग्राः प्रतपन्ति विष्णो
भासस्तवोग्राः प्रतपन्ति विष्णो
आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपः
आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपः
नमोऽस्तु ते देववर प्रसीद
नमोऽस्तु ते देववर प्रसीद
विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यम्
विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यम्
न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम्
न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम्
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धः
कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत प्रवृद्धः
लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः
लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः
ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे
ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे
येव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः
येव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः
तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व
तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व
जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम्
जित्वा शत्रुभुङ्क्ष राज्यसमृद्धम्
मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव
मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव
निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्
निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्
So Bhagavan Sri Krishna started responding to Arjuna, and we were looking at Shloka number 33. 32, a big statement was made, Kalosmi. The entire Vedanta is hidden in that one word. We saw the significance of that word, Kalosmi. Kalosmi means you can interpret it in many ways, and we are interpreting it as Ishvara, that is all pervasive, very much there, and the time, that is such a subtle thing. There is no object in this world called time. If you look around in cosmos, at least space, you can say, space, I can see space. Like, in space, you don't know space. Space, you don't know. At least you can say that, you ask them, where is space? Space, you don't know. No, I don't know space. No, I don't know. Please tell me what space is. At least, no space. You see, so much space is there. Oh, that much space. I see. That space you're talking about. Like that, we can talk. But time, morning, evening, night, and all, your parents have not taught you all that. Night, you have to go to sleep in the night. You have to get up in the morning and all. Oh, that time. I see. Okay. So that means there is no proper definition for these things. So subtle it is. Or follows me. We spend so much time on this concept of time and space. Scientists, at least the particle physicists and quantum physicists, they spend time on this. And so, Kalosmi, time is mithya. Time is mithya. Time is mithya or satyam? Time has to be mithya. Correct.
Yeah, mithya.
Yeah, only. And the clue for that is deep sleep. Our deep sleep is a clue for that. Anything that goes away and comes, it has to be mithya. And satyam is that which always is. And we know time is not always. You can't say, no, I sleep all right, but time is very much there. People are awake, they're doing their two WhatsApp till 12 and 1 in the morning. I sleep off at 10 o'clock. So, but time is very much there. It's not like time is gone, You sleep and the time is gone. Hey, that's so cool. And no, it's not that it's cool means we have to understand. Time is a concept. There is no real thing called time out there. Just because everybody is an idiot doesn't mean I should also be an idiot. And we don't accept that part, we don't accept. And all children are all just doing whatever they want. They don't attend any summer programs, nothing. They just watch TV, WhatsApp, phone. Every parents have given phone. So parents don't have to worry about children these days. You know why? Because they're all busy with their phones. Children are very busy, these days. And they're busy with their phones. And then finally, after a long time, they realize, oh my God, what a big mistake that was. I should have done something. So, therefore, this time is a very interesting thing. And we have to really look into it, properly understand. Not difficult, really speaking. But so he says Kalosmi. We discussed a lot about that. And in the Yama Dharmaraja, Yamaha, Yamayati, Iti Yamaha, the one who follows rules, one who establishes rules, not establishes also. He's not one who follows rules, executes the rules, one who does what is to be done. That guy is Yama. Yama. In our yoga, Patanjali yoga also, Yama, Niyama and all is there. Yama keeps on coming all the time. And so that Yama means the one who is the most disciplined is Yama Dharmaraja. That's why he's called Dharmaraja. Yamaya Dharmarajaya. He doesn't know what adharma is. Yama does not know what adharma is. He may know as a person, he may know, but he only follows dharma. That's the idea. So that Yamaya Dharmarajaya Mrityave Chantakaya Cha Vaivasvataya Kalaya. Kala. So he is Kala. Yama is Kala. And here he says Kalosmi Aham. Okay, we saw all that before. And he's saying in 33, Tasmat Tvamuttishta Yasho Labasva Chitva Shatrun Bhungshva Rajyam Samruddham. And then the critical part is coming here. Mayai Vaite Nihitaha Purvameva. This is how are we going to accept this state? By me, they're already killed. They're already destroyed. Nihataha, he says, Hataha, Nihataha, Nischayena Hataha. They're definitely finished long ago. Purvam also, he says, Purvam. Hey, they're all standing right in front of me. They're ready. They're ready to charge. You're telling me they're dead long ago. So we discussed a little bit about this. Shreyan Swadharmo Nidhanaha. Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha. Paradharmat Swanushtitat Swadharme Nidhanam Shreyaha. Paradharmo Bhayavaha. Krishna says, we saw this. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna. Hey, do your duty. Whatever your duty is, you do it. Even if you don't do it, quote unquote, properly, even if you do it inefficiently, all that is fine. Don't worry. But whatever dharma it is, you do it, he says. Paradharmat anushtitat, rather than doing somebody else's dharma. Which means what? Don't run after things that are quote unquote attractive. This is, children by themselves, they like to do what they like to do, period. That's it. They will do. Parents say, no, this is not good. This is not good. You should not study this. You should not study this. You should study something else. If you study this, then how will you make a living? This is a popular. Every parent is worried about some money. Because this money has just ruined all of us. All of us, everything. I mean, that's what is happening to children and families. Nothing wrong. We need money, no doubt about that. But this kind of emphasis has just corrupted our minds to such a point that we can't. After about 50 years old, we can't change ourselves. And so we have to really teach children what are the goals of life, what is it we are achieving, and things like that. And so this why I was saying this, Shreya. So he says, hey, so that may Nidhanam Shreya. He said, hey, do whatever you're doing, even if you die in the process, it is still much better. Huh? That's a very important statement. Paradharmo bhayamaha. If I do somebody else's dharma, then I'm always going to be unsure of myself. Unsure. I'm not really comfortable. I'm making a lot of money, but like this is what they say in America. How's life mean? They'll say like this. Life is, I mean, that's it. Understood. Whole life history has been said in just 1 second. That's it. Life history is so. Chalti ka naam gaadi hai. So That is what happens to life. It's very sad. That's not a good way to end our lives. So, therefore, he's saying, look at this. So, that means Nidanam Shaya. You do your duty, and even if you die in the process, it's all right. And what about the guys who follow adharma, who don't follow dharma, in other words? Hey, they, for all practical purposes, they're dead. They don't count in society. They don't count. They may be causing a lot of harm to people, etc. Understood. That is why Bhagavan is there. That's why dharmic people are there. That is why you are there, Arjuna. You are there. I am there in your form to take care of that adharma. If you run away, then what? Okay, that is why you are there. So through you, dharma is active, very much active. Dharmic people are needed in society. And so, therefore, he says, Maya eva ete nihitaha purvameva. They're all dead for all practical purposes, but you will do the final act, Arjuna. The final act you're going to do. Okay. I also need you. God also needs you. Okay. But if you say no, then also, what did he say in the previous shloka? Ritepi tvam. Without you also, things will happen. I will find a way to finish them off. But I'm giving you a chance now. I'm giving you a chance, And sometimes, the people who apply for jobs, desperately applying for jobs, suddenly 3 offers will come. Then you don't know what to do. Which job, which job. And then they can take a long time to figure out. By then, good offers are gone. And because employers won't wait forever. And so, like that, I'm giving you a chance. Arjuna. Nimitta matram bhava savya sachya. Nimitta matram. This is a very important statement. Today, we're going to spend a little time on that. Nimitta matram. Nimittam means you allow yourself, surrender yourself to me, be an instrument. Be an instrument. There is a meaning of that, literal meaning of that statement. There is a meaning. And see, Maya Vede Nihitaha. I was thinking of another one. India is called Bharat. What is this Bharat connection? Okay, we had great people like Rama, etc., who ruled this country long ago. And Rama was great. You thought then Bharata is even greater than Rama. You just thought Rama is the greatest human being. Then suddenly Bharata comes and says, I will rule with your Paduka on the throne, he says. This kind of stuff only in this country can happen. And then he did a great job, no doubt. And so, Bharata. Therefore, this country became known as Bharatasya idam Bharata. The country which was ruled by Bharata is called Bharat. Bharat. That is Sanskrit etymology. Bharata means you can bring any Bharata. Jada Bharata is there. Nati Shastra Bharata is there. All those people. You bring all people, all the Bharatas there. Jada Bharata, nice story is there. Then, of course, Dasharatatmajaha Bharata is there. And what is the meaning of the word Bharata then? Bharata. Bibharti. Sir, Bibharti Lokan Swangan iti Bharataha. Means what? Bibharti means one who protects. Dharana Poshana Yoho. Bhruda. Bhru. Pa, pa, ba, bha. Bhruda. Fourth ba. Okay. Bibharti. Means one who dharan karta hai. Jo dharan karta hai. One who supports. Poshana Yoho. One who nourishes, protects. That in that sense, that dhatu bru is used. Therefore, Bharata means the one who protects, one who, because of whom the world is running, the country is running. That's the meaning, because the country needs leaders like that. And so that guy is called Bharata, and Bharatasya idam, the country that belongs to Bharata or was protected by Bharata or was ruled over by Bharata is called Bharat. Therefore, in this country, these adharmic people are basically, there is no room for adharma. If you are adharma, you have to pay the price, my dear friend. You are killing yourself in the process. Okay, that's the idea there. I was thinking of these things. What is the meaning of this Maya eva nihita? You have to understand it properly. Physically, they're all alive. Nobody is dead yet. War is not started at all. Yet he's saying Maya eva nihita. So we have to interpret that properly. And so another me is already dead, period. And the rest is just some details have to be filled. So, so we saw that last time. So nimitta matram bhava. You surrender to what is preordained. So now this fate and all is coming here. Okay, this is a major statement that Krishna is making. Be an instrument in my hands. My hands, he doesn't say, but maya eva nihita. Therefore, I have already done the job. You just act as though you are killing them. See, maya eva nihita. I have already killed them. What you have to do now? You just act as though you're killing. Like in our school days, children will all do that. So Rama will be there, and then the children have to be taught. You know who he is? He is Rama. And then who are you? Ravana. Okay, Rama is coming to kill you. Okay, once he throws the arrow like this, the arrow will come and hit you. Then when it touches you, you should fall down like this. Okay, should act very as though you're hurt, very painful. You have to say, you have to die. Krishna seems to be saying that to Arjuna. Just nimitta matram bhava. Just act as though you're doing it. You'll do it. You'll do a very good job. And so, Savyasachin, hey Savyasachin, very beautiful word Krishna is using for Arjuna. In this context, he's never used this word before. Savyasachin, because war is beginning. Savyaha, Sanskrit students. Well, others also should know it, not just Sanskrit. We're all Sanskrit students. So when I say Sanskrit students, sometimes I mean people who are attending Sanskrit class. But by now, all of us are learning Sanskrit. We know quite a bit. So, Savyaha, Vamaha, left. Savyaha, left. Sachi, Anchidan. And so one who's going to draw, who's going to pull, who's going to separate, many meanings are there. One who can draw the bow, arrow with the left hand is a Sabyasachi. What a meaning, which means ambidextrous. If you can do with the left hand, then we don't have to ask how we are going to do with the right hand. So that kind of a guy is called Sabyasachi. Hey Arjuna, that kind of person you are. And Krishna is telling Arjuna that means it's definitely, it's something to be proud about. And that kind of an ambidextrous, if you want, you can say that, ambidextrous warrior. And so we have to spend a little time understanding this nimitta matram bhava, because this statement is
Sachin is Sambodhana here, Jaykumarji.
Hey Savyasachin, correct, Sambodhana, hey, because that is a Pratipadikam Savyasachin. In Prathama Vibhakti, it will become Savyasachi, Savyasachinau, Savyasachinaha, like that it will become. Okay, good. So, Sarpe likha hai. So this is the idea. This idea of fate has been indicated. People interpret this to say that human beings have no free will. Nimitta matram bhava. Just do what is to be done. Just surrender to me. That's all. Which is an important idea, no doubt. But often quoted in the context of people who say the human beings have no free will. This is a huge argument. Harinapi harenapi brahmanapi devairapi. Okay. Lalata likitha reka parimashtum na shakyate. Let me repeat that. Okay. Harinapi harenapi brahmanapi devairapi lalata likitha reka parimashtum na shakyate. Apna, our country, this sarpe likha hai. Tale, I'm sure every corner of India, doesn't matter whether you go to Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Jammu and Kashmir, wherever, You do like this, that means it's understood. Not a karma, it's our karma. Kuch paap kiya, nahi to kuch something. Once what happened? It's natural for us to do this in certain contexts. We like, something like that we say. We have a very unique, very cultural expression. In the US, when I was working, some context I did like this. And my boss was asking, Jay, what did you do just now? I said, what did I do just now? What did I do? I didn't do anything just now. No, you did something like this. What is that? Then I had to think, oh, I see. This is a very unique expression for that belongs to people like us coming from India and other parts of Southeast Asia, possibly also. And so I had to decide whether I should give a lecture on Vedanta or I should just say a few words and move away from there. So we had that interesting dialogue. And so Lalata Likita Reka, this Reka, whatever is there written on the head, the shlokas like this are there. I don't know where it comes from. If you know where it is, you let me know. Lalata Likita Reka Parimashtum na Shakyate. It can't be removed. And by whom? Harinapi, Harenapi, neither Vishnu can remove it, nor Shiva can remove it. At least some other god is left. No, Brahmanapi, even Brahmaji cannot remove it. Then what? Devairapi, no god can remove it, no Devata can remove that. This, it is so powerful, then who am I? I say, come on, ye karenge, ho karenge, and all that. And so this statement is there. Statements like this are very much there. Therefore, powerful in our country is very, very all, in fact, all native dharmas, religions strongly believe in this. Strongly believe. And therefore, for this fatalistic, this is called fatalism, believing that only karma decides what happens to me. No free will is there. Is what is called what? We can call it fatalism in this discussion. Fatalism. Fatalism means what? Only fate, the fate is the only factor that decides what happens to a human being. That is called fatalism. What is Shastra? What we are studying in Vedanta is, fate is an important aspect, no doubt, but there is something else called free will. Fate plus free will, both are active. Both are very much active. It is like rowing a boat on the river. My free will also is very much active, and there is a flow, and it is pushing me in one direction or the other direction also. I may be going against the tide also sometimes, and sometimes the tide is just helping me so much that I don't have to do anything also. The two factors are in. This is Shastram. This is not just Vedanta. This is Shastra. And I'll tell you all the. We are going to discuss this in proper detail because all of us have to know. So we are going to go slow on this. We're not just going to gloss over this fact. Okay. So these people, fatalistic people who love to say that they will quote things like, not even an atom will move without his will. It's all true. There's some truth to all that. And oru anuvam asayadu avan, something in Tamil also they have all these statements. I'm sure it is there in your
அவனன்றி ஓர் அணுவும் அசையாது.
Avanandri or anuvam asayadu. Avanandri, without his will. Or anuvum asayadu. Anu means small atom. Not even as minutest thing will move without his will. Okay. So it is true. What is the truth about that statement? How it should not be interpreted, both we have to understand. Both we have to understand. Okay. So that is why many people say, those people will say, we are what? We're all puppets. Puppets in the hands of God. Correct? Puppets. They're all very simple people. Hindus are what kind of people? Simple, humble puppets. those people say that we Hindus are simple, humble puppets in the hands of God. Correct? So, fatalism. This is fatalism. Giving not even an iota of possibility of free will is called fatalism. We're just going to call it fatalism. And then fate plus free will is the other. Two extremes are there. One is complete fatalism. Only fate governs who we are. The other extreme is only free will. Correct? Then you have a mixture of both. These are the only three things we can talk about. Only free will decides what we are means what? That can be quickly dismissed. Why we can be quickly dismissed? Hey, if free will can decide all outcomes, then no human being will be sad. No human being can have disappointments because I can decide my future. All outcomes I want, I can decide. Free will. But that much is clear that that is not happening. Therefore, all free will, 100% free will can be ruled out. Then we have to look at the other possibilities. Okay? We'll slowly look at it. Okay. And there is a lot of people will quote why fatalism is the thing. See, a bridge is being constructed. There's a public project going on, bridge is being constructed. And so many people are working. Electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, structural engineers, you name it, people are all working. Because it's a big bridge and you have many things that have to go right. And the construction engineers are there. Then there is a river bed, and that there are people, ocean people are there. So many people. Now construction is over. Over. After some years, after 6 months, something happens. The bridge cracks and it actually breaks. Now tell me, will the government call all the electricians, all the plumbers, not plumbers, but structural engineers, mechanical engineers, oceanographers, everybody to the court, and then case will go on? No. Who was the contractor? Who constructed this bridge? Under whose eyes did this happen? Bring that fellow. He is the one, she is the one who is going to be interrogated. Even though he did not lift even one brick, one piece of stone also he did not lift, correct? But he or she only is responsible. He has to answer for everything. And if at all any punishment is given, he or she is going to get the punishment. Not the people who actually did the actual construction. They quote like this also. They say, therefore, you are only a puppet in the hands of Ishvara. Ishvara is the guy who is doing all this thing, Bhagavan. And so, therefore, maya eva nihitaha. Through karma, through prarabdha karma, I am the one who produces people and who also destroys people, removes people, brings death to people. Okay? And that's the idea being mentioned here. And so I will do the job. I'll do the difficult job of killing, but you do the act of killing. If you do the act of killing right, you know what? You can even get Paramveer Chakra. In India, we have the highest military honors for a person who served in the armed forces is Paramveer Chakra. So Arjuna, even if you die doing this, you will get Paramveer Chakra. And I don't need any fame and all that because that day we discussed. So Yashas, Samagram Yashas I have, no fame I have. But Chakra and also I'm not interested because I have Sudarshan Chakra. You can get Paramveer Chakra. I don't need any Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra is enough for me. Okay. This is Swami Paramarthanandaji speaking. By the way, sometimes I do borrow from them, and sometimes some jokes I create myself. Okay. This is Swamiji's clean. Swamiji clean. And so why waste a joke like that, right? I did Namaskar to Swami Paramarthanandaji just 3 weeks ago when I went to Chennai. After many years, I went to his home, his kutia, and I told him about all the things we were doing, and so he was very happy about it. by the way. And so therefore, just do what is to be done. And Patum Nane, Bhavamum Nane. You like this, we can go on and on. Patum Nane, Bhavamum Nane. There is an old movie, some 55 to 60-year-old movie called Thiruvilayadal in Tamil. And there, it is a story about, the Shiva and Parvati are there. And then, this mango, they say, whoever does a one round pradakshinam of the world will get this mango, this fruit. These two small kids are there, Ganesha and Subramanya, Karthika. And so you know the story very much. And Ganesha finishes off in a few minutes, few seconds. And Murugan took his Vahana, peacock, and then he kept going on and on. And all the lokas, he finished. And finally, he came back. He knew this pot-bellied guy, my brother, he stands no chance. No chance. He was very confident. So he comes back and he finds this Ganesha giggling with mango in his hand. You can imagine how upset Murugan was. Upset is not the word. Furious, even furious also, I don't know if it is the right word. But he was definitely burning with anger. That's the story there. And then Parvati, his mother, tells him, you know what, and tries to pacify Muruga and talks about the glories of Shiva, what all your father did, etc. Because he was angry with father. Shiva is the one who gave this. And so he was very, very upset with Appa, daddy. And so, but then Amma had to come and say, your daddy is not an ordinary guy, like that. And then the story goes. So there, this song is there. Patum nane, bhavamum nane. So I am the song and I'm all the expression. You think you are singing, etc. That's fine. But I am the guy who's singing. I am the words. I am the bhavas. Everything he says. Naan asaindal. Naan asaindal. Asayum. Akhilam elame. Like that. Means if I shake, the whole world will shake. All these songs, we have sung it before and we've seen it. Movies, it's a movie songs are all. These days, I don't know what kind of movie songs, but at least those days, movie songs were like this. And like that it is. We use that, we invoke that when we say, when America sneezes, then Indians will get fever. Sneeze, cold is in America, but the problem will come here. In India, it will have problems. And so that's the kind of control they have, And so, that is what it is. God is the ultimate. God is ultimate. Therefore, who are we to say, I did this and I did? The idea is very much there. And therefore, we have to sort this. And what we are making a statement that to say that this fatalism, only fate decides who I am, is not mentioned in the Shastram at all. One can just force fit the idea of fatalism into the Shastram. But Shastram says there is fate. Punyam and Papam is very much there. No doubt about that. I didn't know about it before. Now I better. Punyam and Papam is there very much. That is fate. In our language, it is Punyam and Papam. And by the way, there is something called free will. If free will is not there, look at this. What is this Shloka number 33 itself? The same Shloka. Tasmad Uttishta. Uttishta means what? Hey, Uttishta means get up. How can I get up if I don't have free will? See, I've not gotten up. And somebody is saying get up. How can I respond to that statement if I don't have free will? Not possible. Not possible. Okay. No free will. That's why even a well-trained dog may not respond to the request, simply looking like this. Because it doesn't have free will. We think it has free will, but no. It is doing things based purely on instinct. Some memory is there. That's why training. You have to condition the dog. It's a conditioned response. Ah, utho means the dog will get up immediately. Right up. Immediately sit down like. So that's a conditioned response. That is not the free will based response. Okay, I hope you're following what I'm saying. Okay, and so therefore, Shastram as when Shastram is there, Uddared Atman Atman. What is that? Uddared, that is Vidhiling. Vidhiling means it is a command, it's a request. How can a request be given to something or somebody who does not have free will? Like this, we can give the infinite instances are there. There is really no chance that free will cannot be there. That Bhagavan did not intend for us to have free will. That thing is not there at all. Bhagavan himself is giving commands and do this, do that, and all. Entire Bhagavad Gita is filled with. But then, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Hey, for the one that has birth, death is certain. And one that has death, birth is certain. That means what? Tasmad apariharyate natvam shochitum arhasi. That means what? That part I didn't decide. This birth and death part, no, that is not, no free will is involved there. That's what he's saying. No free will is involved. Apariharyate means what? That which can, that over which you have no control. Okay? So those things and all they quote. Prarabdha karma is there. Karma, I am a result of prarabdha karma. And therefore, karma only it is. Free will did not decide my birth. I did not decide to be born in this particular way, this particular family, this particular place. No chance. Therefore, it's all karma only. This is the fatalist argument. Okay. And this is the truth also. Then astrology is there very much. Our India, this is another beautiful thing, interesting thing. Jyotisham is called. And position of the planets at the time of birth. They use that to predict the person's past, present, and future. Recently, somebody told me they went to Jyotisha, and then he said everything right about the past, everything right, and this boy, the father, mother, everything correct, predicted 100% based on that particular chart. That's it, over. How? This is just a man sitting on the way. Just nobody knows about him. And somebody has to say, yeah, you go and see him. He knows this very well. And then he does this. How? How? So that means what happened to all my free will? He's able to predict. The future also is predicted. These things can happen. Good things will happen. But there are certain things you have to watch out that are coming. Everything is given a big list. They told me everything. And so that means what? That means that the fate is very much there, and it is there in our culture. And so planets control our life. Correct? Do planets control our life? Yes or no? So some people are doing like this. Some people are doing it. I can see it.
Personally, I will say.
No, it's a correlation,
Personally, I
not
will
a
say
causation.
There is no control.
Narayan.
So it's basically prarabdha karma getting reflected at the time of birth.
Narayan's answer is neither this nor that. He's a vague answer he has given. Okay, who else? Correlation, not causation. What else? Any other answers?
No.
To some extent, yes.
No.
They have influence, they don't have control.
Okay, good. So no is one answer from Bhagya. Sunita is saying they can influence but cannot control.
No, I didn't say no. I said they do. They do influence.
They do
There is
influence.
some influence.
Correct. Yeah, they do influence. So influence but not control. Huh? Look at that. That's very influence not good. Okay. Now let's look at it.
Only when one is identified with the body, then they think they are influenced by the power of the karma. But in absolute reality, there is no influence of any karma.
All right. In absolute reality, in other words, Satyaji is saying Atma cannot be influenced by anything, and neither does Atma influence anything else. Both we can add. So it is like Atma is like poor Atma. That's why I say that Brahma and Atma are the poor things. They have nothing. They have no kartrutvam, nothing. Okay, that's acceptable. But our question is not that. Question
Also,
is,
Guruji, can I say one more thing? Maybe for the past they are more accurate, but in the future they are very much less accurate because free will plays a role there. Past is already done. There is no free will. There's nothing. Whatever happened has already happened. That's why they seem to be more accurate in the past. And if you ask people, for the most part, in the future, it is maybe some part is correct. Mostly, it is not correct. At least that's what I keep hearing.
okay,
Maybe
but that still does not answer the question, do the planets control my life or not?
Maybe it just indicates like a map, like it just indicates what is going to happen in this Janma. Maybe it is just an indicator depending on the positions, because it is a science according to it is one of the Vedangas. I mean, though Jyotisha is mostly about the planets and luminary study, part of it also can predict the future. Maybe it just predicts depending on the position, it indicates what is going to happen. But the karma is what you have done in your past Janma is what determines, I think.
Good. So Mohini ji is I hope you all heard Mohini ji's answer. The answer is planets controlling us or influencing us versus planets indicating what might happen. It is like, Swami Paramathananda ji gives this example. It is like you're driving a car and there's a fuel gauge in the car, fuel indicator. So you just filled it with fuel some days ago. So it is still close to full, less than full. And then after some time, it's half. Now, is the fuel gauge driving the car? Is the fuel gauge influencing the movement of the car? Is the fuel gauge deciding whether the car will move or not? This Jyotisha, as Mohaniji said, they are all indicators like the fuel gauge. Only fuel can move the car. Fuel gauge cannot move the car. Fuel gauge is saying, you know what, guys? It may be time for you to find a petrol bunk, gas station nearby as soon as possible. Okay, it's an indication. Fuel gauge may not work properly, or it can work quite well and predict past also and future also. Okay, so it is an indicator. That's what Vaidya said. It is correlation is not causation. In science, they say this very often. In engineer's language, it's an engineer's language, where they say correlation is not causation. What that means is correlation means my life is correlated to the movement of planets. Correct, correlated. But that doesn't mean that they are controlling me. There is a correlation. My life is reflected in those planets' movements, which is absolutely mind-boggling, first of all. Okay. And that they could figure this out is just mind-boggling. But therefore, that is it. Correlation is not causation. Not causation. Okay. So this is important for us to know. Okay, this is important. And but then, yeah. So free will. We are going to talk a little more about free will, and well, fatalism. Will complete the discussion by us telling, are there any advantages to this fatalism argument? Fatalism. This shloka is halwa to all these fatalists. Okay, halwa. Now, halwa means what? This pramanam for them. Hey, Krishna said. Krishna said it. Correct. We also say Krishna said it. They also say Krishna said. And for them, they quote this and say, there's nothing in your. There's some advantage for them. What is advantage? What is the first advantage of fatalistic idea? There you go. Anirudh is saying like this. That is the first advantage. Means what? I didn't do it. Not me. उसने करा, ऊपर वाले को पूछो बस. He only does all these things. And so, no accountability, no responsibility. This is needed, because how can I be accountable if I don't have free will? You give me free will, then I can be accountable. You have not given me the power to act independently. Act I do, but independent action is not there. All my actions are controlled by him only. I remember I'm a puppet, so he's just doing that puppet show, hai na? These days I don't see any puppet shows. Those days, pulling and all that they do. And puppetry is a big science there. You have to learn how to do all. So I am a puppet. Therefore, you ask the guy who's controlling me. Okay. So no accountability. Perfect. Clean. Those who don't like accountability or responsibility, they love this argument. They love this argument. Something comes to my mind. Long ago, our Kanchipuram, there is a matha. Okay, Shankaracharya matha is. And the Acharya of this matha suddenly got arrested in Andhra Pradesh on the day of Diwali or the day before Diwali, something, in 2004. Big shock for all of us. And what happened? Then I was in Houston at that time, and I organized a meeting, immediate meeting with all Hindu organizations. And many people came. I was new to the city. I was only 3-4. I didn't know many people. But somehow I felt we have to do it. So I organized a meeting. People came. We had a massive meeting with people. And then we decided that we have to lodge a protest with the Indian consulate in Houston, in the city of Houston. So we wrote letter, this, that, etc. We met, and then we got an appointment. We went to the consular office. And there, we were all there. About 25, 30 of us might have been there. We were sitting and presenting our protest. And surprisingly, the consular officer said, even I am surprised by this act. Even so normally they will not admit anything. They are very careful what they say, because he's a government official, can't commit to anything. And he said, I am also surprised. He says all this. Suddenly, one person says from our group, Hindus believe in karma and we accept everything and all this. And where is I was thinking, see, everybody else is sitting. Wait a minute, we are here protesting this act. This guy is coming, we accept everything and all. There is a connection between karma. So then only I learned that, JK, you don't know much. You think you know a lot, but you really don't know. The people, this is it. Our Hindu Dharma means people think that karma is what rules us. And this man comes and tells this in front of the consular officer. Even the consular officer is confused by the statement. He said, then why are you there to protest? If you are accepting everything, why are you here? That's what he's thinking in his mind. So I can't forget that. And so perfect escapism. First advantage is what? I can escape. This is a great escape. This is the greatest escape. Okay. And so avoidance of guilt and all will be there. And that's one advantage. Next advantage is what? It's a pretty good advantage, and we also use it periodically, which is what? Acceptance of suffering. Acceptance of suffering is only possible, properly only possible. We can accept, so we have some shock absorbing facility. Bhagavan has given us, we will accept suffering. But in very traumatic cases and things that are very difficult to accept, we can still accept by saying, Kar pe likha hai, Bhagavan ka ajna hai. This is how it's bound to happen. Unstoppable. Therefore, I must accept. It is there in our culture. Therefore, and I have Shraddha in my Vedas and my culture. And I know I have Shraddha in Bhagavan, no doubt about that. And therefore, I can easily accept. I can accept whatever happens to me, even though I may murmur all the time. I don't fully accept. But the fact that I can move on with my life is possible because of this karma buddhi. So therefore, there is some beauty to that. And Sri Rama himself invokes that buddhi when during the day of the coronation, everybody, the entire Ayodhya is teeming with activity. People are all happy, they're dancing, and all streets are lined up. Our Rama is going to become the king. This one, Dasharatha is going to do. This is the Pattabhisheka is going to happen. And then comes the bombshell. And that night, people don't know what all is happening that night at the quarters, at Dasharatha's quarters. And next day, Rama is summoned by Dasharatha. I want to see Rama and I want to have all my 3 wives. I was reading Valmiki Ramayana yesterday because this thing came up and I was actually looking at the dialogues. It's very moving. Just only tears can come out of our eyes. If you see all this, just very, very moving. And the way he pleads and things like that, which is just gut-wrenching it is. And he says, Dasharatha says, Kaikeyi, you know what? Rama will go to the forest. Lakshmana is going to go. Sita is going to go. Lakshmana doesn't accept what you're doing. I'm going to die. Kaushalya will die very soon. These statements he's making, yesterday only I saw all these things. And Kausalya cannot put up with this, means if I die, she will die. That's what he's saying. And you enjoy this kingdom. You enjoy this kingdom. So there, Bhagavan Sri Rama tells Lakshmana. Lakshmana is furious. And he says, I'll cut off this old man's head and all he says. And Rama says, you know what, Lakshmana, we have to accept certain things that you and I cannot change. Like that he says. So it's there in our Shastra, and we are not surprised by that statement, and it's useful. And so that ability to accept suffering, because this particular event at Ramayana just causes sorrow to the entire kingdom. Every person in Ayodhya is grief struck. And they're saying things like, Rama, if you are going to go, we are coming with you. We'll come wherever you go. Like that they say. You all know the story very much. But this shlokas, if you read, my God, Valmiki is every emotion he writes. And it's just very moving it is. Anyway, we'll continue this discussion about Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyasachin. It's an important word, important phrase in our Shastram. And how do you interpret that? We are saying that it should not be interpreted to mean that we don't have any faith. We can give many reasons later. But these 2 advantages of just submitting to fate, karma, purely, and just rejecting free will entirely, there are some advantages, and we saw that. Whether it is a real advantage or not, we don't know. But for the guy who wants to just say this, it seems advantageous, right? So we'll leave it at that today, and we will continue the discussion. Right. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.